ask about your suit and if it has any symbolism to what trumped?
It's my border wall suit. It signifies my support for strong border barriers, which I believe every nation needs. And right now, after the millions that have come across our border in the last 3 years, we need it even worse than we did in 2016. It's a bigger issue now than it ever was.
When Donald Trump ran for president in 2016, the issue of immigration was central to his campaign. Among some of his campaign promises, he called for the end to birthright citizenship, the building of a wall on the southern border, and increasing the number of Immigration Customs and Enforcement, or ICE, officers at the border.
Like, just from a logistical standpoint alone, it is incredibly difficult and incredibly expensive to do this. Just if you look at the number of undocumented people in this country are at least 11 million. I think the number is estimated are up 15 or even 18 million. That's 18 million people around the country that you could just deport.
Okay, Trump's way. Let's do a mass deportation. Let's kick everybody out. You know, we're gonna separate their families. We're gonna scare them so they won't cross the border. They're still here. They're still crossing every day.
There's growing anti-immigrant sentiment in the United States. That's undeniable. I think 53% of Americans support mass deportations, 35% of Gen Z.
There's record numbers of deaths along the border. And like I said, that's a direct result of the idea that, oh, we're going to make the border taller. It's going to be more dangerous to cross, and migrants are going to see that and stop crossing. What we know from 30 years of experience is that migrants aren't deterred by that, particularly the ones that are legitimately fleeing from dangerous situations.
The border needs to get under control again. Now, that was always one of the most important issues to me, and he kept his promise there to the best of his ability. He got hundreds of miles of new border wall built.
During his presidency, Trump did build the border wall across 400 miles of the southern border. According to the White House archives, border crossings dropped around 87% in places where the wall had been constructed.
This is me kind of being like a cynic from covering this so long. But I have seen that both political parties, to a certain extent, benefit from a broken immigration system. Well, they both raise a lot of money from it, right? From the Republican side, you can point to it and say the border is broken, people are getting in, and it's a national security concern. Give us money to get Democrats out and shut it down. From the Democratic side, you can say, look, the Democrats or the Republicans are trying to round up immigrants and deport everyone and rip families apart and put kids back in cages. Give us money so we can prevent them from doing that.
Outside of his campaign promises, he signed an executive order which banned travel from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. These 7 countries are majority Muslim, and the ban lasted for 90 days. This ban suspended refugee resettlement from these countries and received backlash from immigrant rights, refugee resettlement, and civil liberty organizations.
While I would characterize Trump's immigration policy as a cruel deterrence, I would characterize Biden's immigration policy as cruel neglect.
And since Joe Biden's become president, he's tossed out everything President Trump did to control illegal immigration to our country. And I believe our country is worse off because of that. So 100%, one of the things I'm really looking forward to him to do is getting immigration, illegal migration under control.